Hi there. We're going to be working on checkpoint 2.2a, I believe it, checkpoint 2a. And part of the deal is finding the equation of a line through 2 points. And the instructions that they gave you in the checkpoint really were not the way most of you do it. So I was going to just make a little video here and explain, refresh our memories on how most of us do that. The methods I have here are point slope form, which is most of your favorites. The book does do this substitution method. We also did the elimination, and I'm not going to show you linear regression because I think you guys know how to do that. Most of you seem to prefer point slope form, and it's exactly what it says. You need 1 point and the slope in order to write the equation of a line. So we'll find the slope first. If you don't have the slope equation memorized, it'll be a good one for you to get down. So we're going to go y2 minus y1. Well, my second y is a 4, and my first y is a -2. My second my second x is a -3, and my first x is a 1. So we do the arithmetic on this, and that will simplify down to 6 over -4. Sorry, I should not have canceled those. Which reduces to -2/3. 3/2, -3/2. Ooh, having a rough arithmetic day. Hopefully your morning will go better. So now I have my slope. I just need to put that in here for m. The easiest thing to do would be to pick the easiest numbers for x and plug those in there for x1 and y1. So my equation is y minus a -2 equals -3/2 times x minus 1. And now I have to just solve that for y. So I'm going to solve it for y by that winds up being a +2. So I'm going to subtract 2 from each side. Kind of at the same time, just because I'm trying to conserve time and space, I need to also distribute that in. So I'm going to scroll down here a little bit and show you the answer to that. So if you simplify that down, I'm going to, well, I'll do this in fraction mode just because, well, I don't think it hurts us to review our fractions. So I need a common denominator, so I'm going to have -3/2 x plus 3/2 minus 4/2. So that winds up simplifying down to y equals -3/2 x minus 1/2. And that's the equation of your line. So that was using point slope form. So my next one is going to be using slope intercept form or substitution for that. And so exactly like the equation says, I am going to steal the slope from the previous page, which we said was -3/2. I'm going to substitute numbers in for x and y. So similar deal as before. I'm going to put a 1 in for x and a -2 in for y. And solve for b. So this winds up being -2 equals -3/2 plus b. I'm going to add 3/2 to both sides. So b winds up being the exact same value that we had on the previous page. After I find my common denominator, it's going to wind up being -4/2 plus 3/2. So b is -1/2. So you can't just stop there, though, because you have to write the equation. So the answer to the problem is y equals -3/2, which I stole from the previous page, x plus -1/2. So that winds up being substitution with the slope-intercept form. And next we're going to try elimination with the slope-intercept form. I start out with y equals mx plus b, and now I write two equations using that using the slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go with -2 equals m times 1 plus b. There's my first equation using these two coordinates. And my second equation using these two coordinates will be 4 equals m times -3 plus b. Now I'm just going to copy those over and put them in a nicer order. Call that -3m plus b, and call this green equation -2 equals m plus b. And the reason that this is called using elimination is I'm going to multiply this. You can do either one. I'm just going to pick the bottom because that's going to make my life more simple. By canceling that -3 out, multiply the bottom equation by -1 and add. So -2 minus 4 is -6. M plus 3m is 4m. And the b's are eliminated, which is why it's called the elimination method. And you divide both sides by 4. And reduce your fraction, and you get m is -3/2. The downfall of this equation, or of this method, perhaps, is you still have to take that value and plug it into one of these top equations here for m and solve for b. So that will look a little bit like this. So I'm going to have -2 equals -3/2 plus b. I'll add 3/2 to both sides. Find my common denominator. And I'm going to get -1/2 equals b. So I have that is my b value, and here is my m value. So I can write my equation y equals -3/2 x minus 1/2. The last method is lin/reg on the calculator. Remember, if you're using the inspires, to label the tops of the equations on the list and spreadsheets page, the tops of the columns on the list and spreadsheet page. And good luck with checkpoint 3A. I meant checkpoint 2A.